Hey everybody, Jason Seiden here. About to get on a train and go to a reunion for a job I had 25 years ago with my colleagues from Jam TV and RollingStone.com, which is kind of awesome to have worked at a place where we get together for reunions even 25 years after leaving. I'm excited to be there, and for those of you who I'm going to see in a couple hours, I can't wait. And for everyone else, what has been on my mind this week is technology. And really kind of the learning curve, some of the surprising learning curves that come with tech. And one in particular, I was kind of getting down earlier this week that, we invite all of this ease of use into our lives and it never quite materializes. There's, you get one app and it's simple, but it requires you to use a second app. And the first app, meanwhile, changes. So like every year, like you just have this never ending learning curve and like these little mini frustrations that never go away. And so I kind of did the math, just back of the envelope math on time saved versus time given up. And truly, like, time saved was far bigger than I thought, right? When you sit there and you are sitting in the aggravation of it, it feels upside down. But when I stepped back, I realized, no, I'm actually way ahead of the game. And so I was thinking about why didn't I feel ahead of the game? And it took me back actually to the first time I stepped on an elevator that didn't have buttons on the elevator. You push them in the lobby. And I remember feeling out of control on that elevator ride. I remember missing my buttons. Like, I didn't even care if they weren't attached to anything. I just wanted something to do. I wanted the sense of control. And that feeling stayed with me. And after a while, I realized the buttons aren't coming back. And I started to think about the time I would actually have on an elevator differently. I actually started to plan for it. I'm gonna have 30 seconds with nothing to do. I can stare at my neighbors uncomfortably, or I can focus on my breathing, or take my phone out, read an article, or try and get somebody else off their phone, right? Whatever it was, if I made an intentional use of that time, I found I took my attention away from the aggravation and I put it on the benefit that I had just gotten, from giving up the buttons. And certainly with all the AI stuff I'm doing right now, this is like it in spades, right? This is like losing all the buttons at once, but it's also going to be about, getting a lot of the time all at once. So this notion of being intentional, anticipating that, preparing for the aggravation, but also thinking about what you're going to do with that time and planning for it so you don't sit in the aggravation, probably has never been more important than it is right now. That's all I got. Love you. See you next week.